the Labor government have taken to the cancel culture madness that's sweeping the world, and it's now making headlines. And this time it's Australia's embassy in London that's under the pump. It's actually removed portraits of, quote, white men. Now, Keith, apparently these have been removed for being, quote, symbols of the patriarchy. This erasure of our history sends a dangerous precedent, doesn't it?
I've got a bit of time for our diplomatic service, but generally they make decisions based on what their minister wants. I mean, I'm a 53-year-old white fella. I'm not going to apologise for being born. And if you continue to erase your history, well, you're bound to repeat it. It's a very famous saying. But this idea that we've got to pull down the pictures of everybody else because they don't suit the times, well, that's not the history of our country. And there's a lot of very strong performers in that lineup, and they should be recognised.
Yeah, even the poor performers need to be recognised because it is part of the history. Officially, the line is they're being digitised, but they're never going to find their way back there. They're just going to be on the website. James, I mean, this is another step in the crazy woke brigade. Last week, they were complaining that Shark Week, yep, that's Shark Week with the swimming creatures, not where you inhabit in that sharky waters of Parliament House. Apparently, Shark Week was too white, and now we've got 100 years of history wiped out in the embassy. You've spent time over there in the UK. Is there something contagious that's crept across to us?
Oh, I think what is contagious is some of the lunacy that is clearly being put into the water systems across the world. Can you imagine going to Downing Street and removing all the portraits of all the Prime Ministers before Mrs T went in there and put them on some website that no one's ever going to look at? This is ridiculous. And clearly the Minister knew about it. Clearly the department knew about this decision. You don't just remove history like that on a whim by some junior bureaucrat who has a title that begins with admin assistant. We should be proud of our history, warts and all. You learn from your mistakes, and I don't care what colour people are, what gender they are, who they sleep with, but if they've been High Commissioner for our country, well, good on them, and they should be on a wall somewhere in the residence or in the High Commission itself.
Hear, hear.
Yeah, hear, hear.